Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video. Mike Babcock's situation just keeps getting worse. I'm going to update you on all of it. If you haven't been keeping up with it, just long story short here, how it started, where it's going, updates. If you're a new subscriber, welcome. Hit that like button, notification bell, all that good stuff. But Mike Babcock, I mean, going from Johan Franzen, Mike Modano, Mitch Marner, there's a lot of players I'm sure that could come out and talk about the poor experiences they've had with Babcock. But most recently, on the Spit and Chicklets podcast, Paul Bissonnette, who's obviously got a huge platform, talked about Mike Babcock and the Blue Jackets organization already, behind the scenes, asking players to see their photos, getting to know them, stuff like that. But Paul Bissonnette made it seem very, there's no consent going on here. It's just, show me your phone, show me your pictures, let's airplay it basically to the TV. And who knows how much is true right now at this point, but it seems like they're escalating this. And the NHLPA, I mean, there's similar things coming out from even players outside of the Blue Jackets organization about pitchers and Babcock crossing lines. Boone Jenner and Johnny Gaudreau did come out saying that it was all good. They were just getting to know each other. But you know what? Maybe there's pressure on these guys to keep quiet about it. But you know what? Everyone's going back and forth. Freaking Nasher and Darren Dreger are beefing on Twitter. Different people from Nick Kypreos to Elliot Freeman all coming out with different reports on this situation. It seems like the last 48 hours, the NHLPA has gathered a lot of information. And keep in mind, Ron Hainsey, former Toronto Maple Leaf, I'm sure he knows a lot about Mike Babcock. And I mean, if you think about it, Ron Hainsey now being heavy part of the NHLPA, I'm sure he's trying to kick this can forward and figure out what's going on. So in terms of the Mike Babcock situation, to give you guys more updates here, they released a PR statement. The Blue Jackets were confident that it was going to move forward, but as the NHLPA has continued their investigation the last 48 hours, they've spoken to former and current players outside of the Blue Jackets organization to find out if this and other boundary, I would say, breaking involvement from Babcock has occurred here from players, staff, things like that. You know what? There's a lot of different things that Babcock has done that I don't support at all. That's pretty factual at this point. I mean, he's basically admitted some of these things. But also there's just moral choices that he's made. I mean, keeping Mike Modano from playing his 1,500 game is crazy. I think scratching Jason Spezza on opening night for the Leafs when he was good enough, very good enough to be on that lineup with all his family there. I mean, I can go on and on about Mike Babcock just doing weird things to show his power. It's a power thing, right, guys? It's a power-hungry thing to showcase your power. Like Babcock or not, that is just, it's got to be a factual statement at this point. He has made many decisions that have shown that. But now this is getting to a point where there's so many investigations going in here, and it's not just about the photos. It's not just about the Blue Jackets organization anymore. And now there's stuff coming out that it's involving the younger players on the team, and that's why no one's speaking out beyond the veterans like Boone Jenner and Gaudreau, that maybe as recently as Babcock just jumping into the team here, players that have just got drafted by the Blue Jackets in the last few years are uncomfortable with situations. Again, there's no factual statements behind that right now and no proof. So keep in mind that part is speculation, but it's crazy. It is crazy that this is now becoming a thing where the NHLPA is talking to former and current players all across the league. Nick Kypreos said that with the investigation and with this, I would say, process with these different players and different staff that Babcock's been involved with over his NHL coaching career, and even beyond potentially, that we could have a pretty firm update over the next few days, because they've apparently made a lot of progress the last 48 hours. So there is information that has come out where Paul Bissonnette, I mean, right when he made those statements on the podcast, I mean, they were crazy. The stuff he was saying, if you guys want to go listen to the clip, he's making it sound so bad in a way where it's like basically putting up scenarios of what the pitchers could be that Babcock's wanting to look at. So you can go listen to the clip. So Paul Bissonnette blew it up in maybe a bigger way, but there's truth to it, clearly, because they're continuing this investigation. And now at this point, I think Paul Bissonnette has enough connection to players that players are speaking on it. Regardless if they're speaking publicly, they are speaking on it. So at this point, If the players are lying, they're lying. But as a group, you get more and more players speaking against it. There's probably a lot of truth here, folks. So keep in mind the Mike Babcock situation keeps getting worse. There's a lot more information to come out. Darren Dreger insinuating that maybe Mike Babcock loses his job over this. I know a lot of other people are insinuating that as well. We've seen it before, folks. I mean, Mike Babcock hasn't even coached one game for the Columbus Blue Jackets and may not. We'll see if the Blue Jackets stand tall here and stand their ground with Babcock, or we could see a coaching change before the season even begins. I guess it'll depend what the NHLPA come up with in the investigation. But give me your thoughts, guys. Subscribe, like, comment. We'll keep you up to date on all of this and other news. I'll probably make another video this weekend on NHL news and trade stuff because there's some signings that have been coming out. So we'll focus on Babcock here because it's just a big storyline in the NHL. But we'll update you with some more stuff on this channel. All right. Talk soon. Peace.